This is my grandmother Mary. She grew up in Cairo, and she's actually the one that got me interested in the history of the town. And I have a few questions for her that.
My my experience growing up in Cairo as a young child was probably not much different than anybody else's, except for the fact that we were poor. We grew up poor. I grew up in a housing project area. Um, we were kids that played in the neighborhood just like any place else. And one thing I notice nowadays, looking back, that um, the kids that I grew up with, myself included, we took a lot of pride in learning. And it started in grade school on, continued throughout junior high and high school. We had excellent teachers who tried to prepare us for the things ahead in life, knowing that we had to really work hard to excel. I mean, that was just a part of us. It was just a part of uh, being taught what we had to do. And I'm proud to say right now that my graduating class, more than half of them are professional people now. Well, if any younger people are not aware of this, but people my age and maybe a few younger that grew up in segregation, it was not abnormal for blacks to have to go, for instance, or example, um, to a restaurant and go in the back of it to be served. Um, that was a kind of a commonplace thing. And many kids that I grew up with, we knew it was coming. So most of us, we didn't like it, but most of us, you know, uh, did what we had to do to get through day by day. Um, for instance, another example, when we would go to the movies, black folks had to sit in the balcony at the one theater that I remember, and didn't go to a lot of movies, but occasionally we would go. And I don't recall any particular incidents happening um, that were, hostile and that broke out into a big fight. But occasionally those things did happen.
Growing up
Uh,
in Cairo.
that's a good question. I think as far as emotions go, I do have some mixed emotions about it. As a kid in my childhood, I think it was, you know, great. The interaction with other kids, my immediate neighborhood. It was all good. We had some good times there. And of course, I was basically in a neighborhood with other people who looked like me. But as I got older and left Cairo, because I left Cairo to go to college just immediately after I graduated. And then I left the area. Um, and things were so much more different. To me, I liked them much more because the competition was more equal. And it was more equal in school, um, just in every aspect, from school to your neighborhood to your maybe going out on the town. I didn't see the stuff north, way north of Cairo that I seen as a child back when I was growing up. But They're memories, childhood memories that I will always remember, and having good times, growing up as a kid. I didn't let the segregation thing bother me a whole lot because, as I said earlier, uh, we were focused on school a lot, and a profession, um, which I see a lot of people don't really are not as motivated to me nowadays as we were growing up as kids, or a group of us anyway. Um, but it's sad that Cairo didn't flourish because it had good potential, being there right on the point of two rivers. And at one time, it was a very booming place, and I wish things could have developed there. Um, I don't know all of the problems that kept it from flourishing, but I'm sure one of them was the segregation factor.
Mm-hmm.
And but all in all, I met some good people in Cairo, not only black, but some white ones too. And I, I'm thankful for all of my childhood experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think that does it, Mary. I appreciate it.
Oh, no
This is
problem,
our
Morgan.
First little interview.
Yeah, yeah.